And you're back on the Friday Vibes Morning Show with yours truly, Jay Chris, here on New Twist Radio, newtwistradio.com, and the New Twist Radio app. Make sure you download the New Twist Radio app from the Google Play Store. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that you're listening to the Friday Vibes Morning Show here on newtwistradio.com. And doggone it, they should be too. And it is about 9 o'clock right now, and you know what that means here on the Friday Vibes Morning Show. We're about a month into this brand new segment that we've brought to you, excuse me, here on the Friday Vibes Morning Show. My man Jey Hussain from the Real Guys Podcast is here, and we're here to talk about a few things. Hold on, let me get your information up here, Jay. I'm sorry. Let me. If you don't know, we broadcast this, we video record this. If you weren't part of the Instagram Live I just put on. Let me stop touching that wire. If you weren't part of the Instagram Live that I just put on, then you don't know that we do the Real Guys Podcast segment on video, and we just happen to simulcast it on audio. Anyway, all that technical mumbo jumbo. What up, Jay? What's going on, man?
What's good, Jay Chris and the New Twist family? Good morning. And this week I can actually say it's a warm Friday. It's a good Friday, man. So good morning.
Yes, it is. Thank God, man. I'm not a fan of the cold weather, and I'm okay. I'm not a fan of the weather when it's cold and windy. Like that whole wind chill factor, that's what kills me. I'm not a wind chill factor guy. Right. I don't do the wind chill factor. But excuse me. So, last week we were talking a little bit. We didn't want to spoil anything, right? We were talking a little bit about the Coming to America movie that came out. It had just dropped like that day. But last Friday, it just technically it dropped Thursday, but it dropped that day, that Friday. We didn't want to spoil it for anybody because we don't do the spoilers around here. Right. But it's been a week, so you've had a chance to watch it, people. Yes. So if you haven't watched it, you're going to get spoilers. I'm not going to tell you to turn the show off, but I'm just going to say you're going to get some spoilers right now because we're going to talk about that movie. Jay, what did you think about the movie?
Well, like I said last week, I had watched it just, and I watched it twice. And I liked it. And I think I liked it because I separated it from the first one. A lot of the reviews that I got from my friends, some of your fans, some of my followers, it was all basically the same thing. I didn't like it. And I'm like, well, just tell me why. And everything was based off of the first movie. And I'm just like, damn, if that's the case, I can't listen to Jay-Z 444 if I only love Reasonable Doubt. It was 33 years ago. And I just can't imagine holding the exact same standard, which I think they did good. I mean, they didn't hold back on the budget. They had a $28 million budget for the movie.
27 of those millions went to Rick Ross, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, for the rental, right? But basically, it was a $28 million budget for the movie. Opening day, they made $21 million back. That's with not in theater sales. That's strictly streaming. So first day back, they almost made all their money. Now let's keep in mind, Amazon paid them $125 million for the movie. So they got a lot of making up to do. Let's hope that they continue to stream so that we can have movies like this. We love reboots. We love that, but we kill them when they're not exactly the same, as when we first saw them. But again, 33 years later, man, I thought they didn't hold out. What did you think?
I'm pretty much on the same line as you. I was telling people that particular day, my wife and I were in the car. We saw a billboard for Coming to America, and I said to myself, I said, I don't think it's going to live up to the hype. I don't think a movie can live up to the hype of Coming to America. Right. It's been a 30-year hype for Coming to America. Think about it. There has not been a weekend in the last 20 years that Coming to America wasn't on TV at some point.
It's true.
Right. And every time it's on, people watch it. That's why they keep putting it on, because people are watching the show. People are watching the movie. So it's been a 30 some odd year hype. And, something like that is very difficult to live up to. And we've seen movies with a lot of stars in them before where, you just think the funny is going to be escalated. then you're gonna have classic scene after classic scene after classic scene,
Right.
and that's just not really the case in movies like this, because of course, for many different reasons. I'm not gonna go into it because we don't have all day, but for many different reasons, those movies don't live up to the hype. But with this movie in particular, let's think about, like I said, it's been on TV for the last 20 years every weekend. It's been, in simulation, syndication. Thank you. It's been in syndication for the last 30 years. And then on top of that, when they filmed the movie the first time, it wasn't a classic, right? They didn't film and say, "Oh, we got a classic one here."
Considered it a cult classic.
It was considered a cult classic and became a classic over the years through all the reruns, right? This one could be, a little unlikely, but it could be on the same level in the next 20, 30 years where, it's like, oh, that was funny. Oh, that part was funny.
Right.
Wesley Snipes walking in like that as a general in an army, as the runner of a country, and he walks into a room like that. And that was funny.
Exactly.
So I personally enjoyed the movie. I watched it, not comparing it to the first one. I watched it knowing the first one was a classic and sequels don't really do what the original does. Right. And I watched it as a standalone movie. As a standalone movie, I thought it was great.
Absolutely.
As a standalone.
I agree. I think that when we talk about just putting money into production, I watch so many movies, just you know that, Jay Chris, like, and
it's your job. It's what you do.
Yeah, to see them actually just put effort, choreography, dancing, animals, scenery. Like, I watch the movie sometimes and I'm telling you, they have a camera in a house and the bare minimum to get the movie done. So for me, growing up in that era, I appreciated it. And the first thing I went into was not thinking about part one. That's the best thing you could do for yourself, man. Again, a ton of people streamed it, so I know it was watched. I just ask that people watch it without holding it to the first one, because again, that's like listening to Jay-Z's latest album, but comparing it to his first album. Like, it's still Hov, it's still Jay, but it's going to be a difference. It's going to be a growth. You're going to get a little older. You're going to get some mature. Jay giving lessons now. He telling you about your credit before he was telling you how to break down a brick. So you gotta love the growth, and just accept it. So
gotta grow with the times. Absolutely,
man. Absolutely. But
so this weekend, we got the weekend coming up. It's going to be hopefully a nice weekend. I don't know what the weather report completely is, but it's nice right now.
Yes.
So some people are going to be in the house, some people are not. For those that will be in the house or maybe traveling with their phones or tablets or anything like that, give them some things that they could watch this weekend to occupy some of that time.
Absolutely, man. But I want to tell y'all, I got a pre-warning, man. The hardest thing to do this week was break down which movies to watch. It's a lot of drama, and I'm overwhelmed, man. So I'm gonna give y'all some stuff. The first thing we're gonna start off with is a movie called Unhinged. All right, just
Unhinged, okay.
Now this movie right here is basically going to make y'all, I don't want to say second guess, because I think we all know the dangers of road rage, right? We all know how it could be out here. We see the stories, but this movie, basically starring Russell Crowe, is based on a single mom who's basically going through a divorce and a separation, and she's in rush hour traffic like we all are some days with our kids in the car, and she lays on that horn a little bit too hard. She beeping the horn at somebody in front of her, and they have an exchange of words in traffic, and it basically, from there, throughout the whole movie, turns out to be the worst road rage you ever seen on film, for a fact. I can't give too much away. This one is actually was in theaters a month or so ago, and it's streaming now. But I suggest y'all watch this one. It was action the whole way through, not really a dull moment. And again, it's going to make you think about how you hit that horn at people in traffic, man.
I always tell people, be careful with that, man. You never know who you honking at.
And the funny thing about the movie, and what I could take overall, besides the action and the murder and all of that, is just like, we always say this, but it's true. You never know what somebody going through, for real.
Right.
For real. Like, I remember days as a youngin' when I used to beat that horn and lay on that horn. And now I'm more of a flag guy, man. Go ahead, man. I just wave. Go ahead.
Go ahead. We all. It's not that important for some people.
It ain't that deep, man. But this was good. I really liked it. I thought they did well. Russell Crowe, man, you know, he been around forever, since 300. But I tell y'all what, real quick, this is all I'm gonna say about Russell Crowe. He ain't got that six-pack no more. So, ladies, if y'all try and watch this for Russell Crowe from 300, no, he looking like John Goodman from Roseanne. So, you know, he packed on a few pounds, but the acting is still there. He killed this role. So, I love it, man. I love it. Make sure y'all check this one out. Again, it's Unhinged. Okay. The next one we gonna go to is called Run. Now, again, man, with the drama, Jay Chris, like in the New Twist family, these movies here, man. This one is basically, it's about a teenager who, you know, she suspects that her mom is hiding secrets from her. And again, I can't give this one away either. But what I will say is, if you guys are familiar, because it's loosely based on the Dee Dee Blanchard story. And if you're not familiar with that, the Dee Dee Blanchard story is a mother who convinced her daughter, Gypsy Rose, that she was suffering from all these illnesses. That's basically called Munchausen syndrome, if I'm not mistaken. She was convincing her that she had all these illnesses. She couldn't walk, and she had all these illnesses. She was feeding her pills. And like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but if you're familiar with that story, it's very similar and loosely based on it, man. So just imagine, you know, being a teenager, thinking you have all these illnesses, and you come to find out your mom is the one causing a lot of them. I probably said too much already, but please tune into this one. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just laughing. I was
laughing. It's crazy, Jay. This one is on Hulu, man. It's starring Sarah Paulson and Kiara Island, man. I thought it was real good, real interesting. A lot of action in this one too. Just, you know, I was surprised. Sometimes I'm watching this stuff and I'm like, I'm thinking it's predictable, and then they just start having these twists, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna go with this one. So again, that's called Run. It's on Hulu. All right.
Okay.
All right. The next one we're gonna get into, and I like this one. This one is called A Violent Heart. All right. This one is on Amazon Prime, and it's also in select theaters right now. This one is starring Mary J. Blige. And yo, I'm always shouting out Mary J. I don't know what it is. Hey, Mary, I hope you're watching this, right? Yo, put me on something, you know.
Love Mary. I've loved Mary for years.
Nothing she can't do. This one starring her, Jahai Diablo Winston, which if y'all know him, he's the kid from Charm City Kings with Meek Mills, and he's in a lot of stuff. I love what he's doing lately. Also with Javon Adepo. And this one, without giving it away again, and I always preface that because these movies are so new. This movie dropped 2 weeks ago, and I try not to spoil it for y'all because some of this stuff is seem predictable. But again, when watching this, it's kind of a slow starter because they're building a story, but it goes 0 to 60, man, once it starts going, man, like a motorcycle, man. So after 15 years, after witnessing a murder, basically a guy falls in love with a high school senior. I will say she's 18, so you don't have to worry. This ain't like Dirty Dancing. Y'all know what Dirty Dancing was about. But this girl was 18. The guy's 24. He basically witnessed his sister's murder. And he starts this relationship. And the high school senior starts to unfold a lot of family secrets that actually tie in with the murder of his sibling, man. So I don't want to give too much away again. But this one is A Violent Heart. It's on Amazon Prime. And it's also in select theaters. So if y'all get a chance to go out, check this one out, man. Y'all know Mary J can't do no wrong. You already know.
Love me some Mary J. Jay, I gotta ask you a question, man. You got a little bit of time. I know you're a busy man.
Of course.
So how do you keep up with movies coming out? How do you keep up with that? I never know when stuff is coming out unless it's highly advertised. Like you come with the stuff that's like, you know, kind of inconspicuous, a little bit hidden, but it's like you come with the major movies. It's like, look, you want to watch this. How do you keep up with that? How are you able to do that?
It's a lot of research, but to be quite honest, that's the whole purpose of The Real Guys. Shout out to my partner Hippie Heen, man. You know, we started this. You know, Jay Chris know me. I got about 10 jobs, all right, but this one is more of something I love to do because we're all guilty of dumbing out on TV, but we're all also guilty in the time that we live in with so many platforms, not knowing what to watch. We're just guilty of missing stuff. And then I find myself talking to somebody and they'll ask me, hey, did you see this? Or did you see this? And I used to miss a lot of things. Now I have a formula of how I watch things, but what I basically try to do is narrow it down because with so many platforms, you'll just end up missing something. And what I've been trying to do as of late is basically run down the movies that are current. And then just a couple things that I know that the pandemic just caused people not to see. So, you know, I'm thankful for the opportunity of you guys because we get a chance to deliver some of this stuff. It's things that came out 3 months ago that'll go in the dark just because of the pandemic. So that's what Real Guys are here to do, bring you the top things to watch each and every week.
Now there was something I thought you might mention today, but I wasn't sure, and I don't know how much of our audience here actually watched the first three. I guess you'll call them seasons of this series. Okay, but are you familiar with the Last Chance U series?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just and this is part of the reason I asked you that first question. So I just happened to turn on Netflix last night, right? I think it was like halftime of the Sixers game. I turned on Netflix just to, whatever. And I saw that there's a new season of Last Chance U. I don't know how long it's been out, but I just saw it's like number 2 in America right now. So I was like, it must have just came out recently. But the first 3 seasons were football. College football.
Right.
This season is college basketball. Last Chance U college basketball, and I watched majority of the first episode last night. Very interesting. I didn't know how they were going to do it with the football basketball dynamic, how they were going to make it the same, but they've made it the same. So I'm definitely going to. That's one thing I'm going to be checking out.
Absolutely. I got a ton of series for you guys. I was going to do an episode.
Oh, my bad. I forgot you. My bad. I didn't stepped on your toes.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll save some of the series, but let me just give you just a couple more just for you guys. So we keeping track. We got Unhinged, Run, and A Violent Heart. I want to give y'all one more. I wasn't going to do this one, but like I just feel the need to speak on it because out of all of the movies I watched, this one is just it just won't get out my mind. And y'all gonna laugh, but like. It's a Lifetime movie. Now, fellas, before y'all turn me off and write me off, I know how we feel about Lifetime movies. We are the evil villain. Men are the evil villains of Lifetime movies. Y'all know it. We did it all.
Yeah.
And again, this one ain't going to change. But this one, which was based on a true story too, which is why I feel the need to speak on it. I just want y'all to check this one out. It's called The Girl in the Basement. It's literally a horror movie, okay? I'll give you a quick synopsis on it. Basically, a girl named Sarah is turning 18 and she's basically going through it. Her dad's very controlling. And right before her 18th birthday, she reveals that when she turns 18, she's going to leave the house and she's done with the family and basically just had enough. She just want to grow and go develop on her own. But the pop wasn't feeling it. And he basically locks her in the basement of their own home. And, he convinced the mother that she ran away because, like I said, she told everybody, yo, when I turn 18, I'm out of here. So he locks her in the basement. They got a soundproof basement, which, I ain't never seen one of these, but I'm sure they exist. They had a soundproof basement. He locks her in there, and he repeatedly tortures and rapes her right in the same household. I will not tell y'all how much time go by because that's what I want y'all to see. That was one of the things that surprised me. But it is based on a true story, and it's something else, man. It's something it's going to make you sick to your stomach a little bit, but it's such an interesting story. And something that it always teaches me when I watch these type of movies is that you ain't got to go far to look for crime. It's usually right up under your nose. And this is no different, man. I want y'all to tune into this one. It's streaming on Lifetime. You can watch it directly on Lifetime, or Lifetime has a Lifetime Plus like everybody else. So y'all can watch it on there. But it's called The Girl in the Basement. It's starring Judd Nelson. Y'all know him from The Breakfast Club and a ton of other movies. He was in New Jack City. He was a cop in New Jack City. And he plays the hell out of this role, man. It's really good. I hate to call it good because it's based on a true story. But, man, when I tell y'all everything I watched, this was the one that stuck in my head. Watch this one, please, guys. And I just wanted to tell y'all 2 other things that y'all can watch out for. Raya and the Last Dragon on Disney starting today in the movie theater. And Chaos Walk, and a sci-fi movie starting in the theaters today. They're both good as well. So please check out all of these and give us some feedback, man, and let me know.
I wonder how they're going to this pandemic era of movies, right? I wonder how they're going to judge, like, because when we had movies in theater before pandemic, let's just say pre-pandemic, you would have the commercial saying such and such movies the number 1 movie in America, such and such movies the number 1 movie in the world.
Right.
I wonder how they're going to judge that now with everything being on a streaming platform and like how you told me that the streams that Coming to America got, and the money that Coming to America got. Like, how are they going to base that? I mean, it's not for me to know. I know they base stream. The artists, or music artists, get money, a little bit of money based on streams and all like that. I wonder if it's like the same recipe for movies. I'm assuming it's not. I'm assuming it's going to be a little different for movies, but I'm just interested in knowing how that's going to work out with this pandemic era of movies that came out. Because, for a while they just were not putting movies out during the pandemic. And then the pandemic ended up going on so long that they said, we just got to figure out a way to do it. And I said in the beginning, if they want to capitalize, they'll put their movies on Netflix and stuff like that. And then
it's a lot
that's
of
what
movies.
happened.
A lot of movies they held. I can give you a perfect example of one, which was Candyman. Candyman was created in 2019.
Oh, right, I
be
forgot.
Released that year. And now it's going to be released this year on August 21st. And I can't wait to see that. Keith, what was it? Jordan Peele? He did the treatment on the movie, directed it. So I love his stuff. So I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, he's put out some good work. I forgot about Candyman though. I forgot that was supposed to be coming out. Yeah. And a couple other movies too coming out. So
much stuff that I'm waiting to. I don't want to give it too early, but it's a ton of. When I tell y'all we're going to be stuffed with movies because they was just holding. Oh my God, so much.
It's going to be interesting to see. Jey Hussain from the Real Guys Podcast. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you for being with us here on the Friday Vibes Morning Show. Once again, we'll talk to you next week.
I appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend.
All right, now let's get back to the party here on the Friday Vibes Morning Show with yours truly, Jay Chris, here on New Twist Radio, newtwistradio.com, and the New Twist Radio app. Keep it locked, y'all.